As the 2025 NFL Draft approaches and the spotlight turns toward the frozen heart of Titletown, there's a strange electricity in the air, an eerie blend of hope, nostalgia, and unfinished business. Green Bay, a city where football is practically a birthright, prepares once again to etch its name into history. But before we get caught up in the promises of future legends, WISN 12 News dares to walk through a darker corridor of memory, one littered not with triumph, but with haunting missteps. These aren't just names lost in dusty archives. These are the ghosts that still echo through Lambeau, the choices that never became the champions they were supposed to be. They say Green Bay is built on the principle of draft and develop, noble mantra that has indeed paid off with titles and trophies. But what happens when the formula falters? When a pick meant to shape the future becomes a shadow of what could have been? What if the destiny of the franchise shifted on a single name read from that podium? There's no mathematical formula that can quantify regret. No stat line that can measure the what-ifs whispered across generations of fans. But as we revisit these infamous draft decisions, we invite you to step into that alternate reality, one where the Packers chose differently. What could have been? What should have been? Let's start with the name that stirs almost immediate unease in the minds of Packers fans, Tony Mandarich. Drafted second overall in 1989, he was hyped as the greatest offensive line prospect the sport had ever seen. It sounded too good to be true, and maybe it was. Mandarich's rise and fall is a cautionary tale that transcends football, a story of inflated expectations, personal demons, and the heavy weight of being the chosen one in a class of actual Hall of Famers. Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, Deion Sanders, all of them taken in that same top five, and yet Green Bay picked Mandarich and paid the price. He didn't just miss the mark, he disappeared from the league altogether for 3 years. No Pro Bowls, no accolades, just whispers of what might have been. To his credit, Tony rebuilt his life outside the gridiron, transforming his downfall into a redemptive arc. But the pick, that wound still lingers. And then there's Rich Campbell, 1981. First round, 6th overall, a quarterback out of Cal, touted as the heir to Lynn Dickey. Bart Starr himself had a hand in choosing him. Imagine that. The face of Green Bay history, unknowingly passing the torch into darkness. Campbell never started a game. His entire NFL resume fits in the palm of your hand. 7 appearances, 3 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. A harsh footnote in a time when the Packers were wandering through their own wilderness years, lost between the glory of Starr and the grit of Favre. As if to twist the knife further, the legendary Ronnie Lott was picked just 2 slots later. Fast forward to 2001, and the tale darkens with Jamal Reynolds. Defensive end, top 10 pick, big dreams, short runway, 3 seasons, 0 starts. A trade-up deal that cost Green Bay not just draft capital, but the departure of Matt Hasselbeck, who in an ironic twist of fate would later throw the most iconic pick 6 against the Packers in playoff history. And just to deepen the regret, Seattle turned that number 17 pick into Hall of Famer Steve Hutchinson. These aren't just bad calls, they're reverberations. Justin Harrell, selected in 2007, was already a red flag wrapped in potential. But the gamble didn't pay off. Injuries plagued his brief and muted career. 2 starts in a rookie year that never quite became a career at all. By 2011, he was gone. What softens the blow, at least a little, is that this same draft class brought in future contributors like James Jones, Mason Crosby, and Desmond Bishop. But for a first-rounder, the sting remains. These draft decisions didn't just shape seasons, they reshaped narratives. Every bust is a fork in the road, a version of the Packers that never came to be. And as we stand on the brink of the 2025 draft, there's a subtle warning humming beneath the excitement. Choose wisely. Because the ghosts of drafts past still walk among us. We want to know what you think. Which draft pick still haunts your memories as a Packers fan? Which name makes you shake your head even now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, whether it's Mandarich still stings or Rich Campbell was the ultimate misfire. Your voice is part of this history too. And if you're drawn to stories like these, raw, revealing, and rooted in the passion of the game, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next. The past is never dead. In Green Bay, it just waits for the next pick.